Hi everyone, this is a brand new car channel. My name is K86RS. Now you might be thinking, where does that come from? Well, my first name starts with K. I like the Toyota GT86 and the BRZ and the old Corolla A86, and I like the Ford Focus RS. That's where the name comes from. So if you want to see more car-related reviews, content, then just hit that subscribe button and tell me what you think about this channel. We'll start off with this one. This should be very interesting since this just came out. And let me know what you think about the car and about the channel. All right. Hi everyone, welcome to this brand new review and welcome to this brand new channel. My name is K86RS. I came from an older channel called Car Guy Germany. I just discontinued that since it's too old and a bit embarrassing. If you want to see some old reviews of cars over there, go have a look. I have a review of the old Mark 7 Fiesta over there if you want to see that. So this is gonna be my first review, a very interesting one I hope for you. The brand new Ford Fiesta which just came out. I just got to drive this recently and this is the one. We'll go over some of the exterior stuff and interior details and then the driving experience for you. Apologies for the wind here, the weather is not the best today. So let's start with the exterior, shall we? So this is your brand new Mark 8 Ford Fiesta. The exterior color in Germany is known as Lagoon Blue. And this one is the titanium trim. Now the Fiesta gets a variety of different trims. You can even get like a wannabe crossover SUV thing called the Active, which has some plastic cladding around the car. And there's like a very upmarket version called Vignale with lots of leather on the interior and chrome on the exterior. And then of course you have the entry-level Trend in Germany, which is called Z-Tech in the UK, I believe. This car just came out. I think the press just got to drive it. And yeah, the Mark 8 Fiesta, right? So some people were complaining about the looks, especially in the rear. They say it looks a bit like a B-Max or a C-Max. I think it's fine in person. When I first saw the pictures, I wasn't too keen about it either. But overall, the car design has stayed pretty much the same. You still have this very sharp-looking design here. Not much has changed. There's some guy in the back practicing driving, so just ignore him in this 118D. Right. Yeah, so not much changed in comparison with the Mark 7. The lights are a bit bigger, I think. Some people may prefer the sleeker lights. I'm one of those people. But this doesn't look bad. It's still very attractive. It has some huge daytime running lights in there. So this ring is the daytime running light. Let's see if I can get this on. Give me 1 second. There you go, daytime running light. You cannot get HID still for this car. These are just halogens with a projector lens. Yep, there's that guy again. So the titanium here is probably the mid-level spec or one of the upper specs if you don't count the Vignale. And it basically gives you these daytime running lights, the projector lens, this chrome grille in the front, and the chrome window surround here on the side. And in the back you also get LED tail lights. I believe the brake lights are also LED, but the indicators and stuff like that aren't. They are still light bulbs. Overall, I think the look of this car is actually better than the Mark 7. It has better proportions, so if you look from the side, it's less angular. The window line doesn't increase. It's not as wedge-shaped as before, so this one has a better stance, I think. And also, if you look on the rear arches and front wheel arches, the car now has some stance. It has wider track front and back. So this car now has some hips as opposed to the old one, which was a bit, boxy. Some people just think it looks a bit like a C-Max because of the rear lights, which are now horizontal instead of vertical. I think they look fine. The C-Max is much less attractive in my opinion. Although I'm not a huge fan of these reflectors. They are vertical, not a big fan of that. So this particular car, as I said, Lagoon Blue, titanium trim, 17-inch wheels. Those are the biggest ones you can get on titanium. For the other variants. You can even get 18-inch ones for the ST line, which I think is a bit boy racerish, and the Vignale also can get 18-inch wheels on a Fiesta for the first time, by the way. And maybe some interesting facts about this car. This one is the 1-liter Ecoboost with 125 horsepower, 6-speed manual. It now gets rear disc brakes, whereas the old Fiestas didn't. Only the ST got disc brakes. So any Fiesta with 100 horsepower and up gets disc brakes. That's pretty much it for the exterior. I think overall it is kind of an evolutionary step compared to the Mk8 Fiesta. And that car I really liked, but I think this car is just better proportion and looks more grown up. The car has grown bigger in size. I think it's about 7 centimeters longer, and it's about 3 centimeters wider because of the track, right? Yeah, let's go on to the interior. So this car has smart key access, so you don't need to take out your key. This is what the key looks like, just like the old Mk8 Fiesta key. Forward. The key fob is inside, or the actual key is inside, hidden in this compartment. You have to press these things and it pops out, so you can still unlock your car with a proper key. Although I don't see a keyhole. Does it have a keyhole on the underside maybe? Yep, there is the keyhole on the underside. So basically you tap this to lock the car, and then you just grab the handle and it unlocks, right? And it has also the auto folding mirrors, as you can see. So let's have a look at the interior of this car. This is where I think Ford has stepped its game up quite a bit. This is a giant leap forward compared to the old car. Let's slide the seat back a bit. So starting off with the door panels, we have hard plastics. So this is all hard plastic, although it's one piece all the way to the bottom here, which is good. On the old car, I think it looked a bit cheaper. The door handles are now metal. In the old car they were painted plastic, or at least it feels like metal, I think. In the old car they were plastic, painted plastic. You get some leather padding in this particular car. Some chrome trim here, and lower down, yeah, also hard plastic, right? But I think the padding and the location of everything is very well done. And this is obviously an upgrade from the old car, and there's even some interior illumination, some kind of bluish color down here, and this one also has the Bang & Olufsen Play audio system. Well, what's maybe not so great is this part, which is a bit tinny, but apart from that, it's an upgrade, I'd say. But the biggest upgrade is actually here in the front. The dashboard and the interior design is a huge leap forward from the old car. You can compare it this way. The old car was kind of the Motorola, Nokia generation, and this car has now become the iPad generation. So you have this huge screen in the middle. This is actually glass. Even on the Ford Focus and the Mondeo, it's not glass, but in the Fiesta it is glass. It's a capacitive screen, and it works and looks great, very smooth. I'll show you how it works later. What immediately jumps to your eye is also this gauge cluster, which looks very nice, a bit like a display when it's off, but it's not actually a display, it just looks like it. Still looks very upmarket. I like the chrome thing, the strut on top as well. So when you turn the ignition on, the seat is very far back, let's slide it forward a bit. When you turn the ignition on, the gauges light up, and you have this color screen in the middle. I know that the door is open, which on the old car was just a monochrome digital display, which looked like some old Casio watch. Yeah. So, dashboard materials. Soft touch, right? As it should be. Now it's one part. On the old car it was split. And you have some piano black trim. I'm not the biggest fan of that. You probably know that if you've seen my old review, and you know, catches fingerprints and dust and tends to scratch easily. Some chrome trim here, and it's very consistent. So there's even some chrome trim on the inside of the vents, so they do care. Even some chrome on the vent slider thing and on the light switch, right? Steering wheel's leather wrapped. What else? So everything apart from the dash is probably not soft touch, right? As I said, the door cards aren't, apart from the padded area for your arm. Glove box is now damped, so it doesn't just cheaply fall down. And you have some new climate controls too, which look pretty on market with the chrome, right? Could be from an Audi if you don't look too closely. Yeah, 6-speed manual. Very BMW-esque shifter action, I think. So on the old car it was a bit loose. But now even the shape of the shifter is a bit like a BMW, I think, and it's very precise and rather short throw, so it's chunky. Much improved over the old ancient 5-speed transmission in the old Fiesta, which was the only one you could get apart from the ST one, which had a 6-speed, right? So this is the new Mk8 transmission. Lower down you have a leather stitched e-brake with some chrome trim, just like the old car, and some buttons, which I find really curious. Eco, no idea what that does. Probably some eco mode, traction control off, and auto start stop off. The armrest is now leather. I think not all cars get this, so titanium might. Not quite sure, really, I'm not sure. But this one does have the armrest, which is leather, actual leather. On the old car, it was just some softer plastic material, right? And on the inside, let's see. It's decent, and there's an illuminated USB port in there, so that's good. And there's another one here. Yeah, and I thought this car had inductive charging, but doesn't. It's just for the key. Alright, the mirror is dimming, I believe. And now you even get like a sunglass holder for sunglasses, which the old car didn't have. Still no grab handles though. Alright, let's move on to the rear seat. So we'll do this in one cut, why not? Maybe some interesting feature about this car is the door protectors. You get these on all 4 doors, which protect the door corners. They are mechanical, so when you open the door, they come out. Good to see this. Not sure if it's standard. Same thing on the rear. Although they do make a sound which make you think something is broken. It sounds like there's sand in the door mechanism or something. Yeah. Tinted with windows. Let's have a look on the back. So I got the seat all the way back now, just for you to show the front of the car. But actually the car has grown a bit. I think you get about this much more leg room. Headroom is fine, unless you're like 1.90 m. Trim is the same as the front. So you get some leather here, no stitching though. This is the same, door handle is the same. And yeah, what I noticed about this car is that the rear seats are softer than the previous car, and that the backrest is not as steep, so it's more relaxed, right? So it's overall a more comfortable rear seat. You get a dome light, which I have no idea how to... I don't think there's a button here, it's just... Oh, I think you just press it. But now the door is open, so it doesn't turn off. Yeah, this is the back seat. Let's have a look at the trunk, or the boot. Is, I think, the same size compared to the old car. You can get a double floor for this car. This one has the B&O, so there's a huge subwoofer in the back. Sound system is really good though. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the infotainment. So let's shut the door, see how that sounds. Yeah, sounds pretty good. I think it's a bit better than the old one. Mirrors are quite small though, I have to say. Just about the same size as the old one. There's still that dude driving around in this 1 Series. So here's the new Sync 3 on the Fiesta, which I think is a bit different compared to the one on the... Yeah, I know. Which is a bit different compared to the one on the Focus and stuff. The interface is the same, but the graphics are better. It's sharper. And the sound... And the sound's pretty good. I won't leave this on for too long, otherwise they're gonna copyright me. So this is the on-off button, this is the screen-off button. You can scroll between songs here. This is the settings button. No idea what this does. It's a tune thing. Alright, I get it now. Yeah. But nobody really needs that, right? Let's go back. No, let's go back. Alright, I'm in a home. So let's choose a... You can choose between Bluetooth audio, DAB, FM, AM, and this is the 8-inch screen. I think you can also get a 6-inch screen for this, and there's like an entry-level one which isn't even touch, which is just a really small one. Yeah, I think it looks great. The interior is a bit like the Mercedes-ish, and a bit like Peugeot, and not lower down here, but I think it looks better than both of them. So this is the Sync 3. Very smooth. You can get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on this. Works great. I tried it, and you get like voice commands too. You can even change the climate settings with voice commands. You can say like lowest temperature or something like this. And navigation works too. You can just say, yeah, take me to the nearest restaurant, or I'm hungry, and it will take you to the next, or show you the next restaurants around here. So that's basically it on the interior. The B&O Play system, I think, is a great investment. You should definitely get this. It's not too expensive. It's around, I don't know, 300 euros. And it has a 10-speaker, 675 watt system with a subwoofer in the back. And it sounds amazing. Only in, I think, you can change the sound. You can change the mode. I think in stereo, you get more bass. In surround, yeah, it's more surround, but it's a bit tinny. So I'll just leave it in surround. And it's a great system. All right, so let's have a look how it drives. Alright then, setting off in the Mk8 Ford Fiesta, I'm just gonna drive off. Very smooth startup when the engine is running and at idle. It's very quiet, you barely notice it's on. Let's turn the blower off a bit, so as you can hear, very quiet. So this area here is like a parking lot. It's Sunday today, it's very empty, so this is why I came here. Right, let's have a look. So now we finally got some tarmac. 1 liter Ecoboost, 125 horsepower, I think 200 Newton meters. This car has cylinder deactivation, so when you're coasting it's only running on 2 cylinders. For a 3-cylinder it's very smooth, and compared to the old and the old Mk7 Fiesta with the same engine, it's a bit more quiet, I think. Let's go. There's something on the road over there, I have no idea what that is. When you give it some higher revs, it definitely sounds like a 3-cylinder, you can hear it. What the heck is that? Yeah, let's not drive into that. Fuel economy, I'm getting around 6 liters per 100 kilometers, which is pretty good. 6 gear definitely helps. I think the biggest improvement compared to the old car is the transmission. The old car had the ancient 5-speed with an unsynchronized rear reverse gear. This one now finally has 6 for all the cars with 100 horsepower and more, and the reverse gear is now synchronized, so you don't get this when it's not quite in gear. So you might wonder what the acceleration is like. I think this gets to 60 or 200 kilometers, 60 miles an hour at around 8-9 seconds, something like that. I haven't given it the full beans yet. It's only this car only has 100 kilometers in. Handling wise, the steering is great, just like the old Fiesta. The whole car feels a bit more like a Focus though, since it's bigger and it has a wider track. So it's maybe not as poised. At slow speeds, the steering is quite light. But it weights up when you go faster, and the feel is still there, but maybe not quite there like it was in the old car. And in terms of handling, since it has bigger tires and I think it has stiffer stabilizers front and back, it's very direct and sharp. As you can see, when I turn the wheel, it reacts immediately. And there's, I think, less sense of understeer in this car. The old car, when it went to the limits, it understeered a bit, but this is a little bit better. Alright, maybe let's give it some beans here and see how it goes. This is the first time I'm doing it. Okay, first gear. Let's see, is there anyone? Yep, there's a mini Clubman. Alright, first gear pull, let's see how it does. Here we are, let's give it the beans. So for 125 horsepower 3-cylinder, this pulls really hard, transmission is great, and you get this buzzing sense when you rev it up high. It is a 3-cylinder, so the car starts to vibrate a little bit, and it's really exciting. So when you're driving normally, it's very smooth and quiet, civilized. But when you rev it out, it's quite a fun car for sure. So the Fiesta is still great to drive, and definitely the most attractive car for me, at least in this class, compared to something like a Polo, which I think is just dreary and miserable. It's still definitely a good car, but it's just for someone who doesn't care about driving, right? So if you're an enthusiast, you might not want to get the Polo. This is the yeah, this is pretty much it. The brand new Mk8 Ford Fiesta here, and I hope you enjoyed this review. If you enjoyed this review, leave a comment and tell me what you think about the car and about the style of this review. I'm very happy to know what you think about it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.